As the modern world continues to grow, we find more and more mountain towns facing a number of strange reports as their population continues to rise. This could be due to the fact that as we build and uncover the mysteries of recent uninhabited mountain regions all across the world, we face encounters previously believed to have been the stuff of myths and legends. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at two mountains and their disturbing discoveries, along with the secrets of the Grand Canyon. Global warming is exposing the bodies of those who passed away on Mount Everest. Unfortunately, over 300 of these motivated and adventurous climbers lost their lives on this treacherous trail. Due to the terrain and dangerous nature of the climb, to exhume fallen climbers' bodies would cost between $40,000 and $80,000 for each of the corpses. A frozen body can weigh over 300 pounds, making the already strenuous descent a hazardous operation. Because of that, nearly 2/3 of the bodies of past climbers are destined to stay on Everest for eternity. However, as these climbers knew the danger of the climb, they have often mentioned before ascending that if they were to die, they would be happy to remain on the mountain, and removing the bodies are rarely considered unless explicitly requested by the family. With climate change altering global temperatures and rapidly depleting the world's ice caps, it has been reported that more of Everest's deceased are visible than ever before. Because of climate change, the ice and glaciers that are rapidly melting now expose more of the fallen climbers. The ice level at and around the base camp has declined significantly, revealing bodies, bones, and limbs that had been long covered by ice. Unsurprisingly, numerous bodies have also surfaced at the Khumbu Icefall, which is one of the most dangerous parts of the South Col route to Everest's summit. Professional climber Mr. Sherpa, who holds a world record for ascending Everest 24 times, says that finding bones is the new normal on Everest. While a 6-time Everest summiteer, Gelji Sherpa, said on his first climb in 2008 he saw 3 bodies, whereas in a more recent climb he saw at least double that number, and his findings reportedly haunt him. Some of these corpses have become so well known that they serve as landmarks to other climbers. One of the mountain's most famous deceased residents is Green Boots. Identified by passers-by for his neon green boots, Green Boots is strongly believed to be Indian climber Sewang Paljo, who would have passed away climbing Everest in 1996. However, the identity of Green Boots has never been confirmed. In 2014, Green Boots was reportedly missing from view but reappeared in 2017, possibly a symptom of the changing climate. Uranium at the Grand Canyon. Considered one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, the Grand Canyon is a natural attraction visited by millions every year. The geological marvel is known for its layered bands of red rock that expose a tremendous geological history. However, the landmark also holds deposits of minerals that have enticed miners for years. Uranium naturally occurs within the rocks at the Grand Canyon. Uranium is a radioactive material, meaning radiation is always present in the surrounding environment. A study confirmed that the amount of radiation in the air is at background level and is not of concern for the public's health or canyon spectators. Uranium mining at the Grand Canyon began with the uranium craze in the 1950s. Millions of tons of ore were mined from the area during this time. There are hundreds of now abandoned uranium mines surrounding the Grand Canyon that have been polluting the geological wonder, as well as the homes of the Havasupai tribe. When the uranium market picked up again in the mid-2000s, mining around the area continued, this time leaving behind thousands of uranium ore claims. The water supply and surrounding environment greatly suffered from this, leaving the Havasupai people with a contaminated water supply. In 2012, a 20-year ban on uranium mining was finally placed on 1 million acres of the Grand Canyon and surrounding area to protect all that depend on the land. The mining ban also gave scientists adequate time to research the long-term effects of those radioactive mines and the severity of the risk to local people and animals. However, as of October 2020, there were still over 600 active mining claims in public lands around the Grand Canyon. On February 15, 2021, Representative Raul Grijalva, an American politician, introduced the Grand Canyon Protection Act, H.R. 1052, to once and for all ban new uranium mines around Grand Canyon National Park. It passed the House with bipartisan support less than 2 weeks later and is currently in the Senate. While this is excellent news, it is not the only uranium-related scandal in the Grand Canyon. From the years 2000 to 2018, 3 5-gallon buckets of uranium ore were displayed at the Grand Canyon National Park Museum beside a taxidermy exhibit. After nearly 2 decades in the museum, patron Elston Stevenson reported the buckets to a Park Service radiation specialist for safety concerns. After the report, the area around the buckets was tested for radiation and was said to have a higher than the background or safe amount of radiation. However, the reports found that the rest of the museum was unaffected by the radioactive buckets. Even though this was considered to be of minimal risk to employees and visitors, the buckets were removed and safely discarded from the display. Mountain madness found to be a real psychosis. Imagine you are a lone mountaineer and suddenly you hear a voice and someone begins to follow you. This is far from abnormal and is in fact a terrifying reality for many climbers. Although hallucinations have always been common with high altitudes, the phenomenon was initially thought to be a form of altitude sickness. These climbing-based psychotic episodes, known as mountain madness, are now considered to be a very real form of psychosis. It is extremely common for climbers to lose touch with reality, seeing movement where there is none and hearing human voices and music in silence. These visual and auditory symptoms are prevalent for mountaineers at high altitudes. The other phenomenon that these people often experience is a somacetic illusion called the third man factor, where they believe they are climbing with someone else. The study of this phenomenon is continuing by emergency medicine doctors from URAC Research and the Medical University of Innsbruck. Findings have confirmed that the symptoms are unrelated to typical ailments that come from high altitudes but are entirely psychotic. This mountain madness is now formally known as isolated high-altitude psychosis. In reaching this conclusion, researchers analyzed 83 psychotic episodes found in German mountaineer literature. The first-hand findings of one of the researchers when climbing Everest also contributed to the findings. When Dr. Jeremy Windsor climbed Everest in 2008, at an altitude of over 5.1 miles, Dr. Windsor was met by a man named Jimmy. Jimmy climbed side by side with Dr. Windsor, providing words of encouragement and support. The two spoke all day while they continued their climb when suddenly Jimmy vanished without a trace. It is now known that Dr. Windsor hallucinated Jimmy as a symptom of isolated high-altitude psychosis. Most often, these symptoms start to appear when climbers reach over 23,000 feet above sea level. The only cure for these symptoms is to descend the mountain. There have been no lasting effects of this form of psychosis, and people return to their normal state immediately once they reach a lower altitude. Scientists suspect that this psychosis is due to reduced oxygen levels in the brain, stress, isolation, or a combination of these, but unfortunately, the cause behind these symptoms remains unconfirmed. There is no evidence of the frequency of these symptoms, or if certain people are more susceptible to isolated high-altitude psychosis than others. Researchers hope to uncover more about this mountain madness because of the dangerous nature of hallucinations and psychosis while navigating treacherous terrains. But what do you make of these 3 discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.